Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Listen Up Podcast. It's your boy Brandon.
This is Sam.
Always excited, man. He brings that energy. I love it. As he takes a sip, this is the order and how we always will start this pod, man. So, listen, first of all, I just want to say, man, thank you. Our last episode we put out, man, was our highest viewed episode. Um, so now we just need those subscriber numbers to match, man. Again, if somebody said today, they said, hey, we thought we were subscribed, we didn't, we went and double check. So if you don't know, double check. Maybe YouTube unsubscribed you, you ain't mean to, or whatever it is. Go double check, man. Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast, and man, we appreciate it. This is LSU Hate Week. You already know. Um, Big game for the big. Is this the biggest game of Mike's tenure? That was the question I want to start with.
No, because nothing that happens this season is going to actually get him fired. So,
Ooh, I'm not. We That's bait. That's bait. I ain't falling for that one just yet.
I
I ain't
mean,
falling for that one just
it's
yet.
not the biggest game of his career because,
What will be bigger though?
well, you got to have some real expectations for the season. I don't think the administration. I think right now there's so much going on with college football with realignment that
Yeah.
I think the last thing that ever happened this season is going to be Mike Norville being fired because of a bad season or a bad game or something this year. I think it's too many moving pieces that's going on for Florida State currently right now. So,
Yep.
could it? And then,
I don't think they can afford another restart.
well, I think they can afford one. But my whole point is,
No. I ain't talking about financially. I'm talking about, again. You talking about throwing away another recruiting class, right?
well, I mean, these recruiting classes are ranked in the 20s. So, I mean, it ain't like you losing. But anybody, you can bring anybody in here to recruit at the number 20 ranked class. That's
And see,
not going
that
to
was
be
bait.
difficult.
Right.
That's not bait. That's being real. I'm just saying.
No.
Like,
I'm talking about that would me bait you.
oh, I mean,
Yeah. I knew
he's
where
a
you were headed with
very easy to replace. So why would you be in a rush to replace him if you got other stuff going on? You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree with you, but I definitely want to talk about Mike getting fired before.
But I do
Uh,
think but and then another part of this is, okay, I've already said I picked him to win the game, right?
mhm.
So mainly what we're gonna talk about in the pod is how we imagine them winning the game, what we think the
Mhm.
game is gonna look like, and
Yep.
the reaction to the game. You know what I'm saying? That's mainly what we're here to discuss because we've already said on record I'm picking them to beat LSU. So, but I don't think it does anything for Mike's career projection at Florida State, honestly, because I still expect for them to take a nice little step back next year, honestly. So, but yeah, but I am excited about this weekend. For some reason, Brandon, we can't hear you. You're just talking, and I can't hear you, and it's hilarious. I definitely can't hear you. As Brandon get his audio together, I just want to remind y'all again to make sure y'all subscribe to the Listen Up podcast. Brandon came in here with the Ray Charles glasses. Now he deaf and blind. I have no clue what's wrong with his stuff. Anyway, if y'all got some questions, go ahead and start dropping questions, man. We're gonna get into the LSU preview. I already said that I'm picking them to win by. I think I'm picking them to win by 4 points. I think we definitely beat LSU. I'm not afraid of LSU. I think Brian Kelly, well, what he that's funny. Well, what Brian Kelly's got going on with this new offense, he's trying to install new defense, new coaches, new players, new system. I think that gives FSU a pretty big edge to actually win the game. So I'm not really concerned about that. Hold on, let me see. Brandon texted me. So yeah, but I'm definitely picking them to win. So I'm not too concerned. Exactly, line that shit up. Is correct. I got to get Brady back on. This is ridiculous. But anyway, I think we got him back.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can. You ready?
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. My
Okay.
fault, man. Listen, technical difficulties, man.
All
I
right.
pressed the button. Who knows what happened?
They talking about you. Look like, they say you look like the Black Helen Keller.
Listen, I figured they had jokes. I figured they had jokes. I
Yeah,
look like a
but
pilot. Listen, man, I ain't tripping. Like, and then you got to post it up here on the screen. I like it.
okay.
Uh, but no, man, I am excited for the game, right? But more importantly, I'm excited really just to see how this team competes. I think
Mhm.
LSU has a lot of talent. Now, the thing is, they haven't really had the opportunity to really gel, right? You're talking about implementing a completely new system. You're talking about a new quarterback. You're talking about a lot of things that are all going to have to happen with playing on the first, with them playing their first game of the season against Florida
Mhm.
State, who again has a lot of talent as well in some of the areas where I think they may be deficient in. So, no, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also looking to see how well they can compete against what I feel is a pretty quality opponent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about how they compete. They need to go out and win the game. Okay, enough of this compete stuff. Go out there and go out there and win the game. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Show some damn pride.
yeah, show some pride, man. Win that game. But the team does seem very confident, right? They seem very
Hmm.
confident. Norville seemed very confident. The guys seem very confident. So I think they expect to actually win the game also, right? So I think going into it, um, let's talk about where you think FSU got a distinct advantage, and that's gonna probably help them push them over the
Oh,
top to win the game.
it's got to be the D line versus the O line. Um,
Mm,
I actually think that's where this game is going to be won. Which D line is going to wreak more havoc? Because here's the thing, I think that's both teams' biggest biggest strength, right? I think is the D line versus the O line. New young guys, not great, inexperienced, and then a new system. Um, so now you're saying can Florida State actually can Florida State actually, cause more havoc? And then when I look at it and I say, all right, well, who has the better quarterback? So who should be better at handling the fact that maybe your lineman may come free, somebody may miss a block, somebody gets beat quick. Which
hmm
quarterback do I think can handle it better? And I have to go with I have to go with Florida State.
Sound like you said you're gonna go with Jordan Travis. Sound like you said you're gonna go with Jordan Travis with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that ain't a question, is it?
No, I'm just your line had broke up a little bit.
Oh,
I think we definitely got the distinct advantage at quarterback. Um, I really thought we were gonna have a distinct advantage at special teams before last week. And that was really the reason why I was gonna pick us to win the. I mean, why I was looking at us because I thought our special teams would be much better. So they need to have a great day on special teams on Sunday, right? They need to be fielding punts, returning kick returns, blocking it up a little bit better so they can make some shit happen, play even in special teams and hit some field goals. So, and quarterback wise, I mean, this is gonna be Jordan Travis's this will be the biggest game for Jordan Travis, in my opinion. It's real expectations for him to play well, right? It's real
I think
expectations for
this
him.
entire season there's expectations for Jordan Travis to play well.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I think Jordan Travis has had a lot of okay, all right, he getting better, he getting better.
We
This
just happy
season,
he's playing okay. We just
yeah,
happy
no,
he's
this
keeping us
season he's
competitive.
come in with expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like there's actual expectation. I expect Jordan Travis to play well. If Jordan Travis doesn't play well, then I think you have a bigger problem because Jordan Travis should be at the level where he's arrived. You know what I mean?
Right,
He's been on campus long enough. He's been in the system long enough. At this point, you had no pressure coming in. You knew you were the starter. You worked with the team. You said all the right things. At this point, go win the game.
right,
That's
right.
it for him. You know what I mean? Go out and win the game that people don't think you can win. Go have the game against a good defense, uh, decent defense, and go win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you think is gonna be the biggest if FSU loses, what do you think is gonna be the problem? What do you think the mismatch is for us if we lose the game?
Our DBs. I mean, I was told a whole lot of Jalen Ramsey's and and Lamarcus Joyner was in camp. I ain't
Right.
gonna call his name, but I spoke to somebody on the phone who told me he reminded that a player reminded him of Lamarcus Joyner, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, Wig. uh, All right, Wig. I ain't gonna name the player, but
Right.
I mean, Wig know he knows all love. But man, listen, you say if this is what we're being told we did not see it week 1. So I'm saying, all right, you know what I mean? Let me see the players because Jalen Ramsey would have a game against LSU. He lived for these type of games. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Where you knew he would absolutely show up and make plays. So you saying you got a guy who's just as good? He then all right, show up. You got Lamarcus Joyner. We saw what we did against Clemson. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They all have those special games. So if you're saying we have those guys, man, go out there and beat them. But if I'm not putting my money on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we could
Well,
get the speeches. I'm
I
just saying
think
I put my money on that. So I
they.
guess
I
what
mean,
would you think would be the biggest?
we talked about this as far as the secondary. Jamie Roberts is going to have a good game. Um, I don't expect to see a Lamarcus Joyner type game, and I don't expect to see a Jalen Ramsey type game. I really don't expect to see that at all. But he's gonna have to have a good game, right? Because he's gonna have to keep those slots in check and make sure Booty don't get over the top of whoever's guarding him, which God forbid is Jarian Jones. God forbid.
If Jaron
Um,
Jones is on the field, just talk that as a touchdown, first down, or a penalty. If you see him on the field, just
mhm,
understand first down, touchdown, or penalty. Just write
right.
it in your little ticker. It's coming.
Yeah, so that's one of my bigger concerns. The secondary, you right about that though. The secondary does concern me in the game. They have to man. I don't know. I think I will go feast or famine though if I'm them though, right? Because
Mhm.
if you're scoring on LSU, then
Right.
just get up and challenge those wide receivers, man, and try to make it uncomfortable. And they're gonna beat you, man. Let them just beat you, but don't let them ding and donk you down the field and
Cause
hold
see,
the ball forever. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
Yeah, cause see, that's how bad quarterbacks get rhythm, right?
yeah,
Like you give him we giving away all the 5 yard slants you could take. You know what I mean? We'll make the tackle after 7. Well,
hmm,
quarterback then gets into a rhythm, gets a little bit of confidence. Again, you're talking about a 60-40 crowd. Man, get get that. You know what I mean? You got to nip that in the bud early. So I'm with you. Challenge them, and then you got to trust my D line gonna get there before anybody can get over the top.
right, yeah,
That's
yeah,
got to be the game plan. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You got to
I
get
would,
them.
I would be aggressive off Florida State because I think it's no reason to sit back and let them beat you like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't be passive and let them beat you. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive, And I think
Hmm.
giving the ball, getting more possessions from your offense against their defense, which their linebackers are not very good this year, and their secondary is not very good this year. So it probably favors you to keep their defensive line on the field as much as possible. So, I will go feast the famine if I'm the defensive coordinator. I will go feast the famine.
So let me ask you on offense, right? How do you see how do you see the game? I guess what do you think Florida State will have success with on
The,
offense?
if for me, it'd be throwing the ball to the backs. I'll be throwing
Hmm.
the ball to the backs um, a lot of wide receiver screens and jet screens and getting the ball to the wide receivers pretty fast. I mean, I'm so hesitant to really run Jordan Travis like that
You got to
because
in this game.
I know you got to, man, but I don't know if I'm doing a lot of design quarterback runs and zone reads that put him in those type of predicaments, man, because they're gonna hit him. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna
Yeah, again, we've talked about it, right? But you
yeah,
can't. Listen. You scared to go to church. There's no way Mike Norville gonna be able to not. You can't hide Jordan Travis. He's in the predicament he's in, right? You might as well
yeah,
go all out with it. You know what I mean? Like Mike had enough faith in Jordan Travis to where I'm not bringing in another quarterback. I'm
right,
not bringing in anybody. You know what I mean? So okay, cool. So then you got to trust that Jordan's gonna do the right thing. Jordan, get down when you need to get down, fight for the extra yard when you need to fight for it, dive if you need to. But we need one of those what's the name? Quarterback, Jack's quarterback in Marshall. You know what I mean? Where he getting carried to the line. Like we
ooh,
we need one of them. You know what I mean? Like this ain't the time for a soft tissue injury and you in the tent for 3 possessions.
right,
Those are empty possessions.
yeah,
Like ain't nothing happening on those. So I think you really got to. This is a game where I don't think you can risk not running Jordan Travis. Let Jordan Travis be Jordan Travis because I think that gives you your best opportunity to win. I do think you will see a lot of, like you said, instead of just straight I'm handing the ball off to the running back. I think you'll see a lot of short passes, screens, and stuff like that to get those backs in space. And you may not see 100 yards total, but I think you can possibly see some combined 100 yard games from Ward to a Philly or Benson.
Yeah. Who do you think had the best game, Benson to a Philly, or what's the other back name?
Benson to a Philly or Ward.
Oh, and Ward. Who do you think had a better game?
Um, it's interesting, right? Because they all have such different styles. I'm trying to figure out which one I think will. It's gonna sound like because his pops may be in, what I mean, viewing it, but I think he may be the best pass catching running back. And so if you tell me they're going to throw the ball to their running backs, I think I'm gonna go with Toa Philly. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna go with Toa Philly just because I think he is the best pass catching running back out of that group. So I think he will be one to be able to take a screen and go 60. I think more so than Ward or Benson.
Yeah,
Benson,
I
I
think
think it hit you up there.
if they get any big plays, it's going to be from Toy Philly being isolated on a linebacker, one of those wheel routes
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
of such. Yeah, I think. But I actually think Ward's going to have a better game than everybody. I think he's going
I
to
think
keep
Ward is
the.
built for a game like this.
I think he's going to keep the offense on schedule.
Hmm.
He won't get hit for losses.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Because
give you three.
he give you 3, give you 4 every time.
Hmm.
So I'm not concerned about that. I think he will keep the offense on schedule. What wide receiver needs to have a big game for them to win the game, though? Because I do think you got to pass the ball to win the game. So,
It got to be McClain. Like, you got all the talent in the world. We've seen it in spurts. He got to catch one. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like he has to make some big plays early. He has to make some big third down catches. Eh, I'm going with McClain, man. I was gonna say Span because I thought maybe, you know what I mean, in a game where you want to run the football, I thought
mm,
maybe he would be able, you know what I mean, he may catch somebody deep on a play action, a well timed play action call.
mhm.
Um, but I think I feel like there's a lot of pressure to put on Span, so I'm gonna give it to McClain.
Something I wouldn't be shocked by is seeing Burrell come in as a tight end, like a flex tight end this game, halfback or whatever Norville like to do. And I
Yeah.
can see him getting matched up on a linebacker and, probably making 1 or 2 big plays in this game.
Run,
But
run that same tight end pass, but to Burrell. You know what I mean? That
I,
little pop pass. Cause see
yeah,
that'll take it to the house. Burrell will take it to the house.
yeah. So I do think that. I think we do see that also. Um, Wide receiver wise, I don't know if Johnny Wilson's going to play. It would be nice to have a good game by Malik McClain, though, wouldn't it? It would be nice.
At some point, you gotta have your coming out party, man. Like
Yeah.
again, we see the confidence, right? I think we'd all be fools to say we don't know the fact, we don't see the fact that they really believe. You know what I mean? We've had these FSU teams in the past where we was like, I hear them talking. I don't know if I believe it. But no, this group of guys that Mike Norvell has, I think they really believe what they're saying. I believe they believe that they're a better team. I think Mike believes he has a good squad here. Again, man, it's all up to them to go do it. I feel like I said I wasn't gonna pick them, right? Because I said I ain't picking Florida State until they win it, and now like I went down the other day and I kind of just went position by position. And if you say, all right, which quarterback I'm taking, I think that's easy. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's easy, Jordan Travis. You give me running backs. I'm gonna give. We got three of them. You're gonna have to stop all three. You know what I mean? Like, and that, again, we talk about it. Offensive line, D line, I think that's a plus in LSU advantage, but I also think it's a plus in FSU's advantage. So we say both of them cancel out. We talk about linebacker group. I haven't seen what theirs look like. I don't know that much about them. So then
Right.
I'm saying, all right, I got a whole lot of ticks. You know what I'm saying in FSU. If I'm just doing a tally, I got a whole lot of ticks in Florida State's direction. So it's hard for me to not pick them. So I'll tell you this. I guess when we give our score at the end of it, I'll tell you this. I'm definitely picking Florida State.
Definitely picking Florida State.
I'm definitely picking Florida State. Yeah. Listen, I think I do think there is a lot of newness to LSU's roster, right?
Right. Oh, Brandon will hit that big pause again. I think what he's gonna try to say is a lot of news to LSU roster, which is true. The bigger thing about LSU roster is they got so much overwhelming talent on the defensive line. That defensive line could neutralize everything FSU wants to do. And I think that's the part that I come back to and say, man, how do we block them for 4 quarters and not and win first down? Because winning first down is going to be the key to the game. And LSU defensive line, they have the type of rotation and the depth on that defensive line that they can basically win first down every time. So I think that's a big deal. I would actually put Gibbons at center this game. I was telling somebody that on the timeline. I would probably go with Gibbons at center, Emmanuel at left guard. I mean right guard, Turrentine at left guard, and I would probably go big in the middle because you need to control Mason Smith and that crew. Because if you get that pocket pushed into your lap, Jordan Travis is not going to have any chance because they're going to clean everything out on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is where Mike and I don't know. I just forgot old boy name. Anyway, this is where your Mike.
Atkins.
And, thank you. This is
Yeah.
where Mike and Atkins. Y'all have to scheme up something. Y'all understand? This is the advantage, right? I have one problem.
I
You have
expect for
one problem to
FSU.
solve. Solve that problem.
I expect for FSU to score on the first drive. I expect that. So if they
Then
don't
keep
score on
them
the
off
first
balance.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I expect for them to score on the first drive. I think the problem comes in when you're saying, hey, this defensive line versus your offensive line. That's why I say I will go ahead and play Gibbons at center. I will play big in the middle with them, as big as they are in the middle, because honestly, you can't afford having Washington or Maurice Smith being pushed in the back of the lap of Jordan Travis. That'd be a huge problem. So just play your best three, your bigger guys in the middle, and try to keep an honest push. And I think, like I said, with that, you can match those running backs up with those linebackers.
I agree. Listen, that should be the strategy. And again, when you're talking about my biggest area of concern, it's going to be their D line versus offensive line.
Because I think their D line is so much overwhelmingly better than what our D line can do to their offensive line. To be honest with you,
I don't know how good. See, I guess I've heard mixed reports about their O line. In other words, if you pick would you pick their O line versus our O line, or would you rather have our O line?
It's funny because last year Brian Kelly was saying all this same stuff about his O line last year. Remember, and Jermaine Johnson made a few plays in that game, but for the most part, they held up in that game. Other
That's
than
Notre
Jermaine,
Dame, though. That's Notre Dame. Notre Dame
right?
usually keep O line.
Okay, but remember that line was all freshmen and newcomers. Remember last year?
Yeah, but it was also all 5-stars too. Now,
okay, LSU got some. LSU
I
got some
ain't-
fire. Okay,
I'm not. Again, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I'm just, but I'm just, but I am gonna throw out a counter though.
Yeah, but my point is though, he does a good job scheming his O line where they don't look like it's not a bunch of jailbreaks. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I do think they're gonna block FSU defensive line from time to time. I think they'll block. I think they have more success blocking FSU D line than what FSU is gonna have blocking their O line, their D line, depending
100%.
on who we got at center. If you put Gibbons at center, I think you got a chance to block them for most of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mason Smith versus Gibbons. Yeah, Mason Smith's gonna win some, but Gibbons gonna win some too. And I'd rather go with that.
I think, and this is just me, I think Florida State will have early success versus LSU O line. I think again, the big and one of the biggest things I looked at is new system.
Yeah.
Something about those new coaches on them big stages. You know what I mean? Like we've seen those coaches just seem to fail in it. You know what I mean? Because really they don't have anything to grab hold to. You know what I mean? Like these you're asking these players to go out and play a quality competition with no proof of concept. We don't know that this works. We know what it looked like in practice.
Right.
We know what it looked like we know what it looked like at Notre Dame, but this ain't Notre Dame.
Right.
These ain't the same type of players.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all not recruiting from the same pool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we getting they getting two different players down in the Bayou versus up there. So now I'm saying, how does his message translate? Because that accent ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, so how does his real message translate?
But
we'll have to see that.
But let's remember this right here, and this is very important. Them kids at LSU have a lot of fucking state pride, man. You know what I'm saying? So, damn the coach, they gonna play hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just like last year. Like they might have not been being very well coached, but they played hard. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that wanted to played hard last year. That's why they was in the game with Bama. That's why they beat Florida. You know what I'm saying? So those kids have a lot of state pride, and they in their state, and they're not gonna
LSU
lay
gonna give you
down.
hell. Now, I mean, if
Yeah,
that was a question, no, LSU gonna bring every
yeah,
fucking thing.
yeah. This
Yeah,
ain't a
no,
case. This ain't a
they
case of
gonna
them
bring
buying
everything.
in. Yeah, they ain't got
They,
no
they
problem with buying in. They gonna buy in and do what they gotta do.
it's not even about buy-in. I'm talking about has the message like has what we're trying to do stick. In other words, again,
Mhm.
we'll take it to the NFL, right? Jalen Ramsey did not believe, and this is and also thanks to Wig, Jalen Ramsey didn't believe that the defense was running the correct scheme. Jalen Ramsey was right. So Jalen Ramsey chose to run whatever scheme he felt like was best. And the entire fucking defense looked trash. Because Jalen Ramsey is running man because he feel like they should run man and everybody else is running zone.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, it may not be that blatant, but you do have some of those issues in game one with a new coach. I thought we was running man. Nope, I thought we was running zone. It'll look a whole lot like Florida State look a lot of the times where you just got people throwing their hands in the air. And I
Yeah.
think you can see that on, you know what I mean? I think you'll see that on both offense and defense. Just, you know what I mean, some miscommunication, big first game jitters, and again, just messaging that hasn't quite stuck in yet.
So let me ask you a question. So we don't think Mike doesn't get fired no matter what happens this season, right? But this does feel like a pretty big game for Adam Fuller, though, don't it? Brandon, is he locked up again? I think he's locked up again. See, I wish we had Brandon without the glasses because then I know when he locked up because I won't see him blanking. But because he got the glasses on, I can't see him blanking.
Bruh,
I
see,
don't know if he locked up or
I'm gonna
not.
take these off because of the signal, but I didn't want
But
y'all to
anyway,
see my eyes. I'm
but
on.
anyway, listen. So this don't feel like a big game for Mike, but it does feel like a big game for Adam Fuller. This does feel like a game that could probably get him on the chopping blocks, right? Like you go out there and let Jaden Dane look like a Heisman contender. This could be one of those games where we start like, okay, all right, after the season, okay. What you think?
Y'all asked me to put a lot of faith in Alan Fuller that I just have never really had, and um, I feel like out of everybody on this staff, I probably have a little bit of faith in.
Mhm.
I have very little in Adam Fuller.
Right,
I think he's been dealt a handful of spades, and he's still gonna get three books. Like
right,
that's who he is.
right,
So it's hard for me to feel like he's gonna make big game adjustments. It's hard for me to feel like he's gonna prepare the right defense. Again, we saw last week against Duquesne, there were still problems in that back half of the defense. Now that may be more on Woodson, but again, heavy is the head. You the D coordinator, so it falls on you
hmm
because we saw it all last season as well. So if we
right,
start game one against an inferior opponent, you seeing the same things you saw last season. Um, I got to say it's on everybody.
yeah,
So I don't know, man. I'm looking at it and I'm saying nah, I don't have very much faith in Adam Fuller, but I do have faith in the guys who's playing, if that makes sense.
right,
Like
right, right,
I think we have a linebacker. I think is a group that is very talented, so
right,
therefore they'll play well. I
hmm
think the D line is talented, so I think they'll play well
right.
regardless of scheme. Cornerback is talented, but again, you playing a lot of very, much more talented. I mean, what was that? I think they had did an early mock draft that had like what I mean, Boots in like the top 10.
I'm
So you
I'm gonna
thought
say
maybe the
this.
top five. So
I ain't,
you,
I think it's gonna be some, it's gonna be some second guessing as the season go on about certain players and stuff, and I ain't gonna get into all of it. But man, Knowles and Greedy Vance need to have a good game because you can't let those slot receivers get eating up those linebackers, man. They got to have a good game.
I mean, you talk. I'm looking at Duke. You know what I mean? Like it was a whole lot of well, Duke was out of lineup last week, so that's why they look like that.
Mhm.
That's a lot of pressure to put on one kid, but that's what I mean. Again,
Right,
I'm only going based off of what's being said. So if you
right,
tell me this one guy is making that big of a difference, cool. I hope he makes that big of a difference because that means Florida State wins. But at the same
yeah.
time, you're asking a whole lot.
Well, This is why you kind of Florida State. They're playing these big matchups against these great players to get your name out there. So I feel like Duke Cooper, who we think he is, I think Duke will have a good game. Boots is going to get his because he's a great player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But make the plays when it's time to make the big time plays. You know what I'm saying? Well, you just can't let them just be. Man, you can't let that crowd get into it, man. Playing Louisiana is it's a different animal, man, especially at night when you get them going, man. So you really got to, like I said, I like to see Florida State eat some clock on offense. And, I would just like to see them keep their defense on the field. And I would like to see Jordan Travis, man, really step up, man, and really have one of those games, man. Really, I think a lot of people thought Miami was one of his best games, and I thought he was okay. He's played great against North Carolina, but I think this is one of those games where you need 250 yards worth of passing yards and maybe 60 to 70 yards worth of rushing yards and account for
No,
three touchdowns.
I agree. This should be his coming out party. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like I would hope this would be his coming out party, right? I've
yeah,
said if Jordan Travis is having to throw it 30 times, then that's a loss. Prove me wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like Jordan, go out there and throw it 30 times. Let's say they shut it down. All
yeah.
right, game plan. Jordan, you got to be it. Those wide
Mm-hmm.
receivers got to be it. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
prove me wrong because I think again, we know Mike's strategy. I want to run the
yeah.
football. I want to give it to these backs. Give it to you. Always getting a fresh back. You don't never get a tired back. So
Right,
you always getting a fresh back with fresh legs. That's his game plan. Keep giving, feed the rock, and that's what I think they should do. Even if they don't see early success, you get in the backfield, take it. We run it again. Like, and that we talked about it all last season. Establishing the run is not running the ball until you think it can't work. That is not how establishing the run goes. You got to continue to run the football. You know what I mean? Like
right.
trust your running backs, trust your system, trust what you are trying to do. And I think last season Mike was very quick to get out of okay, we thought we could run it, we can't, and now
Your
that's it.
system,
You know
trust
what I
what you
mean?
were trying to do, and I think
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think that's pretty much. So what's your score prediction?
I got a 27-24 Florida State.
27-24 Florida State. Hold on.
I got Jordan Travis being my MVP.
Okay. Okay.
Because I do think he'll throw for 200 at least, and then I think he'll run for another 60, 70.
I
Give him
got
three
31,
touchdowns.
31 Florida State, 27 LSU.
You say they putting up 31?
I think they get to 31 points.
Hey
I,
man, I like it.
I think they
I like
score
it.
early. I think they score early.
Yep.
I think they score on their first two drives.
Touchdown and field goal or two touchdowns. You tell me they going up 14-0. I'm gonna get it to you.
No, I think LSU gonna score two on their first drive. So I
Oh,
think it's
okay. All right.
7-7. Then I think FSU score again 14-7. And then I think we get a little bit of lull of good defensive football for about the rest of the first quarter. And I think you see another score 21-10.
Mm-hmm.
21-10. I think FSU scores coming out the half. That get us at 28. And I think you see Florida State kick a field goal that'll get you to 31. And then I think you see LSU probably score back to back in the fourth quarter. And we hold on for dear life at the end.
It's funny.
And we get a stop at the end.
Me and you not very different in the. I do think Florida State jumps out to an early lead. I like for whoever's like if it's Mike who scripts those first drives, man, he's Steven Spielberg with it. You know what I mean? He usually can script a damn good first drive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if he's able to do that, then I agree with you. I think you come out early, get a touchdown. I see you stop them, get a quick three and out, come back with maybe a field goal. I'm with what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, go up 10-0. And then, like you say, it gets into a defense. I think LSU scores maybe either early second quarter or late first quarter, and then you get into the defensive thing. I also have them coming out of half as well because I think Mike's gonna put together a second scripted drive for after half, and then like you say, they hold on for dear life. You put together another one, you go up 27-14. Maybe they get a late touchdown.
Am I tripping again? Is this Lawrence Torrey Philly dad?
Sorry, Lawrence Torrey Philly, the one that's
Yeah,
in it.
that's
Yeah,
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 that's
that's
his
his
dad.
pop.
Oh, Oh shit! Oh, you
That's what
know
I was
what?
saying earlier. I was like, I don't want people to think I'm biased when I was saying I thought
Oh.
his son would have a big game because he was in the chat, man. What's going on? Salute, man. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you know they probably is not a bigger fan than Lord. So I've been repping Toa Philly since like freshman year. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
I didn't know that. Because I only know like of like one or two parents that actually listen to the show. Because most people think we negative, so I was just kind of tripping out of that.
I
I was
think
like,
the real fans understand the difference between negativity and just keeping it a buck, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely,
that's just
absolutely.
my thing.
All love,
Yeah,
all love, all love.
all
But
love.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
appreciate
like tripping. I was like, why somebody got Toy Philly name as they
it.
as they screen name? I was like, well, that's the first and the last name, Sam. Come on, dog.
Nah, yeah. We talked about it before. Yeah, somebody asked it early on, and so I saw it. So I saw what was
Oh,
going
okay.
on.
All right. Fighting Norville 27-20.
Listen, any questions? Anybody got any questions before we wrap up? And while y'all typing in your questions, man, again, we said it at the beginning of the pod. We're saying it again. If you have not clicked that subscribe button, click it now. Like we saw we got the 600, Sam. You know what I mean? We got the 600. Again, our goal is to hit 1,000. Again, if we can do it before the end of this weekend, great. But it's really by the end of the season, man. So
Oh man, if y'all
listen,
didn't get a chance to listen to the So It What's Next part, we did a great job on that football breakdown with Nikki. She picked the Saints to play the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
I agree with that.
Right. And I didn't think that was crazy. I thought about it. I was like, damn, that's not actually a crazy pick. 'Cause I think with what James got on offense, he got Michael Thomas back, Chris Olave. Yeah. Yeah, it's
No, no,
looking
no.
pretty good.
He got a squad. No, no, no.
Yeah.
He got a
So
squad.
it's a
And
big
so
year for James because if he don't have a good year this year, I think he's gonna be out the league. Then you turn back around in college football. She picked Ohio State to play Alabama, which isn't crazy, but she picked Ohio State to beat Alabama. And I don't think that's crazy either because Ohio State wide receivers and Ohio State's defensive line is pretty good. The only problem I got is I think Bama's gonna be really, really great this year. And I don't think anybody gonna come within 10 points of them guys.
how many times has Ohio State went up against Bama and got their doors blown off? I feel like the same way I talk about Florida State as I'm gonna talk about Ohio State versus Bama.
Mhm.
I believe Ohio State will beat Bama when Ohio State beats Bama. If
Yeah,
not, I'm scheduling Ohio State to get their doors blown off once again. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So again, and this is sight unseen from anybody.
yeah. I'm gonna answer
See
this.
anybody?
It's we would see the production from FSU tight end to LSU versus LSU. I think you're gonna see them sprinkle Burrell in as like a halfback tight end type this game. And I think you'll see Burrell make a few plays. I think this is the type of game that you can use him for matchups like that. Um, so yeah, I mean if you consider Burrell a tight end or whatever you want to consider Burrell, I think this is a game that he does it. So we'll see. Because remember last year versus Notre Dame, they ran like a tight end type play with Burrell, if you remember.
Right. I was actually gonna say I don't. Mike wants the scheme. Like he likes tight ends and running
Hmm.
backs. There's a reason why we recruited 100 of them. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's
Like
true.
so, Mike wants to use his tight ends. So
Yeah.
I do think you'll have he has a play or two or three, drawn up to get his tight end open. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think you'll see it.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think you'll see a tight end, but I mean it's gonna be Burrell, depending on what you want to call him. Tight end. I'll be shocked if Cam McDonald really make a play in this game. I think he's really hurt. I don't think he's 100%, and the other guys are not very good. So that is what that is. But man, you
If
know what?
if Cam was healthy, I would say this would be a game for Cam to really show out and have him because he has the prototypical body and you know what I mean? Like frame to play, and he ain't a bad athlete. You know what I mean? I agree with you though. If he was 100%, I feel different.
Right.
Yeah. If FSU beats LSU, what's the probability of winning the next 3 games? I can possibly see a 4-0 start if that happens.
Mhm.
Um, it's tough. Like,
Yeah, see. I don't think that's true because this is the thing I have to tell people. Now, I said this last year. One game one offs don't mean anything as far as a complete season. You are who you are, right? You can surprise teams early. You can you can sneak attack teams a little earlier, right?
mhm.
But like I told somebody, once you put everything on film, people know who you are, right? They're gonna start attacking your weaknesses, and if you don't have a lot of answers, you know what I'm saying, it's nothing you really can do. So I think you're gonna beat LSU. I've said this on the record several times. I think you're gonna beat Louisville. You can't keep losing to Louisville, right? You can't lose to them 5 years on a. They haven't beat Louisville since Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart was the last coach that beat Louisville. So you got to beat. I think you beat Louisville this year.
Right.
I still think you're gonna lose to Boston College. I think that's
See,
gonna be
I
one.
got that reversed.
I
So
know,
here's the thing. I have them losing to Louisville regardless. I just think Louisville's a sneaky game, right?
right?
Like you're coming off, if you win, you're coming off an extreme high.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville, for some reason, played Florida State tough every single, regardless
Well,
of how
well,
bad or how
well,
good.
well. Satterfield just got Fuller's number. He just deep pants him
Yeah,
every time he play him, bro. He just
yeah.
it's something in
I
the
mean, there's a couple.
scheme.
There's a lot of coaches who have Fuller's number for the record. I mean, we Satterfield's just another one on the list. Because I feel like every game we come in, such and such got Fuller number. Like every week you can say that shit. Like every week he got Fuller number. Man, everybody got Fuller number.
Yeah,
I got Fuller number. At this point, but no. I think Louisville's a trap game just because. But I can see them beating the other two. They can, you know what I mean. I can definitely see them beating the other two. So
yeah,
in my opinion, I look at it and I say, does beating LSU mean they'll no? But I do think it does tell you what type of team this is. You know what I mean? So even
yeah.
if they lose to Louisville, I still think this is the team that's capable of beating anybody left on the schedule.
Right. True. Okay, so let me go to this right here. Did y'all talk about Zara Holmes, the Penn State transfer? No, we didn't. I've got to a point. I think I have my questions about Mike Norville, as everybody on this show that watches this show knows. But I think when it comes to running backs, I think you can trust Mike Norville and his staff. Whatever running back they get, they're gonna get good production out of that running back. So I like the Holmes pickup. You know, I wonder what that says about Cam Davis because Holmes and Cam Davis kind of got the same body types. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't
just
think it
something to
says
think.
anything, just because I think
Because you're gonna bring
it's
everybody
almost a
back that's in the
positive.
backfield. You're bringing
Yeah,
everybody back
what
in
I
the
was gonna say, it's
backfield
almost a
next year.
positive for Mike Norvell, right? I'm gonna keep you fresh for the NFL.
Mhm.
Bodies will be worn out. I don't have a bell cow. Everybody
Right,
my bell cow.
right.
Everybody, you'll get 1,000 yards. He's gonna get 1,000 yards, and hopefully the next dude behind him will get 1,000. Mike played what, 5 running backs Saturday?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 4.
Because the
Rodney Hill
three
was
and
the
then
fourth
two.
one. Rodney Hill was the fourth one.
Okay, I thought it was. I thought somebody else had
He
got
played the
a.
300 a month and then Rodney Hill.
I thought somebody else got a touch. But anyway, you talking about four? But again, 4 running backs, man.
Yeah,
3 of them start.
yeah.
Like
They
all
did
of
a
them are or. So
they
if you
did
tell
a
me I'm
good
bringing
job.
Cam Davis is one, you might get the first carry, but we next, you know what I mean, next possession,
Yeah,
Holmes is getting it,
yeah.
and then you can come back with it. You know what I mean? Then you can come back with it, so you always fresh. I actually think running backs are looking at it and saying our shelf life in the NFL ain't that long because they claim all these carries. Mike is actually helping us in this situation, which is why I think he recruits running backs
Hmm.
very well as he does.
I
So
think Bethune gets the first INT for the nose this year. Who do y'all got getting the first one? I think Akeem Dick gets the first interception this season.
Taylor Bethune ain't a bad pick
He's
because
not. He's not.
he's very
Hmm.
instinctual football player. So I can see them. I can see Tatum Bethune. It's funny you say that because I
He almost had one last game.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's very instinctual. So I can see him jump again. You talking about a bad quarterback will completely miss a linebacker who is that instinctual. So it's that's a very good Johnny. That's a very good assessment. I might steal that one. I like Akeem Dent too because Akeem Dent is the same way, right? Come out of nowhere, and next thing you know, if he catches it, then yeah. But I'm actually gonna go with Jamie Robinson. I think Jamie Robinson gets one.
Yeah. Let's see who we got. Not going to change socks off. All right, yes, sir.
How many turnovers we create in this game? 3.
Oh, hold on. We'll go to that
I
later.
got I got yeah. I actually have 2 interceptions and a fumble. I got like an early bad snap. I got like an early bad
So
snap
you
or
got
something.
3 turnovers? I got
I got
2. I
I
got
got
2.
3 turnovers. Florida State will have 3 opportunities in the red zone, and I think one of the other things I wrote down was, man, get 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of times coaches get real conservative in these games. I'm This is the time why I need Mike to kind of be a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like
I
all
wouldn't
them
mind.
times where it didn't matter in them games we was gonna lose anyway. Like
Yeah.
that didn't matter. This is the time where if you want to go for it, go. You know what I mean? You want to go
If
for it on
you,
your own
if
court, even
you,
though you still get the
I
three.
wouldn't hate.
Give me the 7.
I wouldn't hate an onside kick
I wouldn't either. That's what I'm
if you
saying.
can steal possession.
This
I
is your
wouldn't hate
time.
it.
Get crazy.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hit an onside kick to start the game.
Yeah. Okay. What's your pick? J State versus FAMU.
J-State.
It's crazy because if FAMU didn't have all these players ineligible because of compliance and everything,
Hmm.
I think this game will be really, really close. And I think it's still gonna be kind of close.
I don't think it's
I
gonna be
do.
close.
Well, but you gotta think
I
about it,
think
man.
Fam is good. I also think North Carolina is real bad. And so again, Mac Brown has lost to was it a 3-win, 4-win, or and a 5-win FSU team. They were one of those wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Mac Brown don't know what he doing. I don't give like Mac Brown old and the game is passing him by. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Tag Mike Brown. I don't give a shit. I'm telling you, the game is
Who
past
the hell
Mike
is
Brown
Mike
on by.
Brown? To my
Why I
Mac?
keep calling it Mac Brown? Mike Brown, Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? The Cleveland, because they had the what's his name to trade to Cleveland. No,
Yeah, yeah,
Mac
yeah.
Brown. Mac Brown. No, he ain't got shit.
Okay.
No.
We got pull the trigger to go
Yeah, I got.
deep.
Oh, but I got J State. I think J State got a lot of NFL players on it.
Yeah. I think Cooper plays this Sunday. I think he'll be
Yeah.
ready.
Oh no, I mean, from what we were told, he could have played last week. They just held him out.
Yeah, I think
He
he'll
was a little
play.
ding. They just held him out.
Jones is terrible.
I was gonna say I've already stated if Jones is on the field, it's a touchdown, a first down, or a penalty.
Yeah.
That's all he's good for. Giving
Yeah,
up first downs, touchdowns, or penalties.
Jones is terrible, and all due respect, Mr. Toy Philly, but I don't know the relationship with Jones, but that dude's terrible. Like if he never sees the field, if
Man,
Jamie never sees the field again,
so
I'd be
Philly,
a very happy person.
so Philly, no, Jones is terrible. If he know his son can play, then you can see the opposite side of people who can play. That man been around football his whole life. He know.
I want to say that with all due respect. That dude's terrible.
No, it's all yeah. With all due respect, but he know.
Hey, we gotta buy you Tiger in here.
Hey, y'all get y'all ass whooped. Now, if you came on here to hear me tell y'all that y'all can get y'all ass whooped, hey, that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, and y'all are not the greatest. Oh, hold on. Is he still in here? Because y'all are also not the greatest national championship. I know they keep putting y'all up there because of recency bias, but Florida State would have waxed that ass. That 2013 team would have waxed that ass. So,
I think so too.
So I
think
you can take that with you and take them back to the LSU family.
I think we got to chill on the AZ hype. I don't think he's quite there yet. I think we 6 or 7 games away from AZ being a really good college football player.
Again,
I think
let AZ be AZ.
Let's just let him develop. Let's let him develop. I think we're a little ahead of schedule on that.
Let's let AZ be AZ. The problem I'm having is they're putting a lot of hype on AZ, and I have no problem with it. He's a very good football player. Let me start there. But he's not the people they're comparing him to, and he's not at that level yet. Again, he may finish as Jalen Ramsey. He may go on in the NFL and be like the best cornerback in the league. But you're talking about a player who was great at Florida State, had I think Sam's greatest single player game ever. And then you're talking about a guy who has literally been the best DB in the league since he stepped on the field.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot of AZ. You know what I mean? You're asking a lot of that dude to be. When you tell me it reminds me of, you know what I mean, they remind me of this guy, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Do I think he'll be a good football player? 100%. Do I think he is currently a good football player? 100%. But man, you're asking a lot when you tell me this guy is the next Jalen Ramsey, because Jalen Ramsey is that dude.
Yeah. I think we're a little ahead of schedule on the AZ hype.
Yeah,
I think we're a little ahead of schedule. Let's relax a little bit.
Yeah, let's just chill out.
Yeah, let's just relax a little bit. Let's let him develop. You know what I'm saying? Give him some time. He's a freshman, man. And you know what, man? everybody ain't gonna be Jalen Rams and LaMarcus Joyner. Those, it's a reason
Those
why.
are special players,
Yeah,
man.
it's a reason why they were so special, man. Because everybody can't be that. You know what I'm saying? Like even Joyner wasn't Ramsey. Even
Nope.
Joyner took what, a half a season, right? Joyner took about a half a season.
At least a half a season, yeah.
You know, Ramsey was just good from day. I mean, from Jump Street. I mean, he was good. Like he was different. You know, he ain't got like his attitude, and he a sass. He's sassy as fuck, but shit, line that shit up.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
line
can
that
call
shit
him
up.
whatever you want to call him.
Call
Long as
him,
you call
yeah,
him the best DB in the league. I was like,
yeah, line
listen,
it
that
up.
man been called sass and all sorts of stuff since he stepped in the league, and all he do is line it up with the best every fucking week, and he bust their ass, and they
Yeah,
had their
line
lowest
it
number
up, line
every
it up.
fucking week. So
But I do like AZ. I'm
Rose,
just
that
saying.
ain't gonna happen,
But
bro.
after watching him, I just watched him and I was like, you know what? He gonna be good, but it's gonna take some time. It's a process to this. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. So
Hey, hold on. Highlight real quick, Rose comment. I'm gonna tell you something. If Jerry Jones makes the game-winning interception to win the game, like I ain't talking about like a Hail Mary that he just catch it and he ends the game. I'm talking about like he makes the play to win the game between the next time y'all see me on this podcast, I will have found me a Jones jersey. I will I would have found me a Jerry Jones jersey and I'll rep it right here on the pod.
mhm.
I swear for God, if that happens, listen, I will find me a Jones jersey or I'll have somebody make one. It'll be a T-shirt with his picture on it. It'll be something. But I give him a lot of props. That's just how little I don't believe
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
make the game winning
I got no
interception. If
faith.
he's
I
on
got
the
no
field
faith.
during a crucial time where we need him to make a game winning interception, then a lot of people then it's a lot of wrong that has happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But let's get ready to
We
wrap
can
because
rap, man.
we got football coming on in 30 minutes. I gotta go pull me another one up so I can watch me some
Listen, I'm
football in
about done with
peace.
my Mason, bro.
If you in the college football pick'ems, make sure you go pick your teams. College football pick'ems is
Yeah.
starting. Pick your teams. I think we're gonna do something every 4 games. I announce the prize of whoever win at the time of the first 4 games, and I'll get y'all a gift card out there. And I know I gotta do one for the NFL fantasy football. I'm gonna do $150, so it'll be $100 to the winner, $50 to the second place person.
I don't like my fantasy lineup, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, me either, dog. Me either. I don't know what
I don't
happened,
like
bro. I couldn't pay attention. I had a lot of shit going on.
Man, nah. See what happened was nobody showed like a lot of people didn't show up for the draft, so it was a whole lot of auto picks. And man, it was just like the pick before. I'm like, his auto, it's gonna take this dude. And I know whoever's picking here wouldn't have took him. And then it ended with some crazy stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
my team. I don't like my team at all.
Yeah, it seemed like the girls that's in the fan football league actually got the best teams.
That's me
Yeah.
staring. That wasn't even locked in. That was me staring angrily.
Okay.
I wasn't even the screen wasn't even locked up. That
Okay.
was me just staring angrily, man. Listen,
Okay.
I'm mad as hell at my team. That's all I know. Somebody gonna show up. I'm gonna just wait till somebody have a big game and they be like, oh, he's gonna fantasy sleep, and then I'm just gonna grab him real quick. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
one man to make a difference.
So we got how many people we got watching this right here? We got 46 people watching. We only got 23 likes. So man, make sure y'all all go hit the like button on the pod. Leave a go nose in the comment section. The live session is always live. I appreciate you guys coming through. Lawrence Toy Philly, appreciate you, coming through. We got the dad in the house, you know what I'm saying? Bring all the parents through, you know what I'm saying? Bring all the parents through. I had Pop the Loach on here one time. He gave me a lot of insider information around here. Pop was our guy. He's still my guy, but I had to start letting Pop on because people thought Pop was telling me too much stuff and he really wasn't. But
Sauces.
yeah, Pop,
Yeah,
but yeah, Pop put me down. He let me know how to develop a D1. I got that old pod too. I'm about to post that one day because I think we did it audio. I'm gonna post it with the one with Pop the Low because he run the factory down in Savannah, and
yeah.
he was we basically talked about how he developed D1 kids because all his kids don't went D1. So
Every last one of them.
it was a very good pod, man. So shout out to Pop the Low. That's my guy. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I will drop the college football pickings. I don't know if we still got room. I don't know if it's unlimited though. I don't know because I thought it was filled up. I don't know, but I'll drop it anyway, just in case. But other than that, man, go Noles. I appreciate you guys.
Let's get that win, man. Show some pride. Let's go.
We're gonna win the game. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Apple. We're on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google. So if
Tell your friends.
you want to put us in the car with you, subscribe on them, on all of them. Listen up podcast. Type in listen up podcast, put a little FSU behind it. We should pop right up. But
Listen, I don't
anyway,
even think you got to put in FSU behind it now, man. We up there.
you know what? It's funny. We have been making some movement around here, and it's been crazy because I tell people this all the time. People always be like, "Well, Sam, you should do this and do that," and that's like I really wanted to grow our fan base organically. When with every number that we reach is actually somebody actually listening to the show or responding to the show.
Yep.
So it doesn't feel like we got ghost followers, and
Listen, man,
that's been
we had
great.
1,800 people listen. That means if we get another 1,800, we should see that number match those likes and listens. If you heard
Yeah,
and listen, we should be pretty close to it, man. So again, like I say, double check, hit the button. I keep
yeah,
forgetting what side it's on. Hit the button right up under here, man. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications, man. Go knows.
yeah, and we've done a good job, man. I think with growing the channel, and is the audience reflects on what I always told Brandon I envisioned it to look like.
You do.
And I
You
told him
feel
that
like us.
I told him what I wanted it to look like and what I thought the
Mhm.
audience needed to look like, and it does look like that. We don't have an echo chamber. We got people that come in here and disagree with us, and I like that too. Because I
Yeah.
don't want an echo chamber. I want it to be a community where we go back and forth about our ideas and things we believe. So it's
Again,
been
we trying
good.
to be different from everybody else you've heard, man. If everybody else is pumping sunshine and rainbows, we not intentionally being negative to do it. We just the person who's gonna bring y'all back down. We want to keep everybody right in the middle. You know what I mean? You too
Yeah.
high, we got to bring you down a little bit. You too low, we'll bring you up. You know what I
Uh,
mean? So we keep
uh,
everybody right in the middle, man. But nah, for real, we keep it real, man, and that's always been the goal from day one. Appreciate that, Jamal. Like I said, we've been. I think when we first started, we was like, hey, it's a whole lot of lie going on the timeline. You want to talk about the truth? You know what I mean? That was really how it started, man. Like,
yeah.
and this is just, and we can wrap up with this, but like me and Sam literally met on Twitter, man. I think we've been in the same room like what, 3 times, 4 times.
About four or
Like, you
five
know what I
times.
mean? I happened to catch him at the Walmart the other day, you know what I mean? I mean, like, so when I tell you, like, we stay on different parts, we're in the same city, but we completely different parts. We we bring it to you whenever we can. There's no ghost behind us. There ain't no, we ain't nobody paying for likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's happened with your favorite pod. It ain't nobody buying followers. That's also happened. We just, hey, we we just bring it to y'all, and if y'all like us, hit the button, man. So I'm with Sam when we said we wanted to build it organically, but the most important thing was we wanted to make sure we kept bringing y'all the truth, even when everybody else was lying, even when it was unpopular. We wanted to continue to bring the truth, and so we appreciate everybody who listened. Um, we gonna get this W, man, and then hey, we gonna really talk shit. I'm gonna have a song playing. I don't know what song, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
find a different
I'll
song.
probably do a spaces because I'm being Miami.
Yep, I'm being
So
Georgia.
maybe we'll probably
Let's do
just
a
do a
spaces.
spaces
Instant reaction spaces.
instead of doing an instant reaction. We'll probably do a spaces so that way, because I may not be able to do a live show. So, but man, seriously though, man, we at 600, and I really appreciate you fellas and ladies, because we do have ladies that listen to the show. I
Yep,
appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all take the time, go listen to So What's Next with me and
yep.
Nikki. She gives great information. It's a different type show. It's a hot topic show, football. We do football and whatever's current events, but it's full of good information too, man. So, man, I appreciate you guys. I really do mean that. We'll be at 1,000 before you know it, and we've been monetizing this thing, and we're gonna try to. I want to keep this shit as ad free as possible.
Hmm.
I don't like a lot of ads. So I told Brandon, you know, if we're gonna do the thing, we're gonna do it when it's not annoying. It's not aggravating to the listener. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, man, well, we appreciate you, man. So we're gonna wrap right here. Y'all have a great day. Go Knowles. We winning this shit 31-27. The score prediction.
27-24.
Lawrence Taylor Philly catches the first touchdown. We got that. And
Yep.
first interception. Akeem Dent makes the play for us. 5-6-1 on the board. And yeah, Taylor Batoon leads us in tackles. So all right, y'all.
All right. We out.